everybody, so Donnell with donnellsstichery here. So time for my Christmas in July video. As you can see, I got my Christmas shirt on, feeling bougie with the Mr. Grinch hand, holding some bougie jewelry. So I had some rules to set forth first before I show you what I'm going to make and how to make it. So for this is the Christmas in July collaboration with Mona Did What and a bunch of other content creators. What you will need to do is go and watch everybody's channel that is doing this. I have them all linked down in the description box below. Of course, after you're done watching mine. So what you're going to do is you're going to go watch them. You're going to watch their way that they made their ornaments, and then you're going to follow their direction on how to enter the contest through their channel, because you have a chance to win off of each and every person's channel. So each channel is going to pick what we're calling a semi-finalist. The semi-finalist would then be given to Mona Did What, who she would enter all of the semi-finalists into a drawing. And on August 1st at 8 p.m. Central Time, or 8 p.m. Eastern, my bad, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, there would be a drawing to see who the grand prize winner is. That grand prize winner will win a gift from each and every one of us creators. Now, each channel has the option, if they want, which I am going to do, to give out a prize for being a semi-finalist on my channel. My prize is you will receive one of my kittens and puppies. It will be a matching pair. So make sure to try and enter, because you will get for free a kitten or a puppy. So the rules are that I gotta put this disclaimer in there. This giveaway is not sponsored by YouTube. You must be a subscriber of each channel that you enter into the giveaway of, and you must be 18 years and over. No exceptions on that. You have to be at least 18 years old, officially, and over. The semi-finalist that we are going to be giving to Mona Did What has to be in the USA. So I'm sorry, but however, Mona Did What and Awkward Quilter Lisa are doing a giveaway also on August 1st, a drawing for a digital gift card or a digital gift for people to do as a drawing for people that are outside of USA. So we're not excluding all of the individuals that are outside of the United States. Just the big drawing is going to be for inside of the United States. Each person has to pick their semi-finalists by July 31st, so that way we can get that information over to Mona, so she can have it ready and available and all good to go at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the August 1st for the big drawing. And let's see here. Sorry, I'm looking over through Mona's notes, so that way I can make sure I give you guys all the good information. So yes, please make sure you watch all the other channels, so that way and enter into the giveaway of how they want you to enter, because each channel is doing giveaways differently. For my channel, all you gotta do is make a comment down below in my chats, and I'm gonna do a random drawing from there. I will do a live on, let's see, I gotta have this information to Mona by July 31st, which is a Wednesday. So I will be doing my drawing on, well, I would do a quick video or a live stream, probably on my live stream, on July 28th, which is that Sunday. So July 28th, I will be letting you know who the winner is on my channel. And I'll be picking the winner from that comment section. I'll read through all the comments. And what I might even do is try and just print out all the comments, or put it into a bucket. Everybody that had made a comment, I'll put it in a bucket and I'll blindly draw it from in a bucket. That way there, it's a fair and square game. No favoritism on what your comment is. You just got to make a comment onto this video of whatever you want pertaining to Christmas ornaments or Christmas or whatever you want. Just a comment pertaining to Christmas, I prefer. And please, nothing disrespectful or mean, because Christmas is the time for giving. So, my ornament that I am making is the Cathedral window style Christmas ornaments. I love making these. They are so fun. Cathedral windows look so sophisticated and so scary for a lot of people because of all the curves. But they're so fun and they're so easy to do. And I have broken it down in a way that makes sense to my brain, which is simple and easy and not having to cut up a bunch of different little teeny tiny pieces. So, let me show you how I do this. Let me move my stuff out of the way. I have everything cut up. You would need a 5-inch main fabric that is going to be for on this one here. It would be my green peppermint candy. So this would be where my green peppermint candy is going to be. Actually, no, this is going to be where my where my white is on here. Yes, sorry. It's been about 8 months since I made one of these. So I got to try to remember this. So where you see my white on here, that's where you'll see the red. Where you see my beautiful green peppermint candy fabric, we have our triangles here. And I'll explain how we do this in just a moment. You'll need 2 5-inch squares for this that we will cut into 5-inch by 2.5-inch. Super easy. And then for the back, I'm doing a green that is in the same line as the red, but we're going to do green on the back. You can do the same, you can do it differently, however it is that your little heart is content with. Then we need, for the center, we need a button to cover up where everything comes together and everything make it look super cute. It's a button. And then we also need a ribbon. Some way to hang it on the tree. And we'll sew that right in when we put all the layers together. And mine, I usually do about 10 inches, I believe. Let me double check my measurements here. Yes, 10 inches long. And I just use a small little 1/4-inch ribbon. It's completely fine. Don't need anything super huge unless you want to. But it's super cute and beautiful. So what you're going to do is you're going to take we're going to set the ribbon and the button aside. The button you do have to hand sew on. So just be careful and be aware of that. But it's not very hard to do. Oh, and you also need some type of stuffing. I use the polyfill, fiberfill stuffing for all of my little kitty cats and puppies, as well as my Christmas ornaments. I love it. It's nice and floofy, pillow soft, and just I love how it works and everything. It keeps its form. It's nice and beautiful. Little piece of fuzz, sorry there. So we're going to try and put this right here. And for our 2 5-inch background squares, or main fabric, so this would be our main fabric, this is our background. So for the 2 5-inch, what you're going to do is you're going to cut these into you're going to cut the 5-inch square in half, which will make it 2.5 by 5-inch. You are going to fold these down where the 2 outer edges meet down here in the center to form a nice, beautiful triangle. And you're going to press that down. And what you'll do is you're trying to just lay these down right here. And I would suggest pinning. So the long raw edge of the triangle is going to go in the long raw edge of the square, where everything meets up right dead in the center. I did do some prep on this beforehand, so that way that wouldn't take as long. Because I know nobody wants to sit here and watch an entire hour-long tutorial. I got to readjust this one a little bit. I'm going to try to get it so that way there the point of each one matches up just beautifully right dead center. As long as they're really close to being all centered and everything, you are good. So now what you're going to do is you're going to sew right along the edge of all four sides. And then you're going to come back and you're going to have to use a small ruler to draw this line so that way that you can get it just perfectly, because you want to make sure you got, when you get ready to fold this back so once you have the edges all done up, you want to be able to make sure when you fold this back to create that window that you have a 1/4 inch over here sewn down. So what you want to do is just like a 1/4 inch in, make like a little line right here, because you're going to try and come right across right here. So if you're on the looking at the ruler, you can even try and put the point over here, right up at that 1/4 inch line, and they give you right where you can use like your 45-degree line right here. Put the raw edge of the square on this 45-inch line, and put the corner of the square right there on that 1/4 inch line, and they give you that 1/4 inch spot. So that way there you can come back and do a quick little seam right there. That way there holds everything down nice and neatly. Now I do have a matching thread in my sewing machine, so that way there it looks nice and pretty. So we're going to go ahead and do this up. So I got mine set as a 1/4 inch seam, but I'm going to do about an 1/8 inch seam all the way around all four sides, which will hold these down. And then I'll come back and do my 1/4 inch. I'm just going right off the side and come back around. All my edges will be concealed, so I'm not worried about anything showing on that end. Trim my threads before I get over here to the end where I started. Okay, now you can see I went all the way around. So that way there, all of my edges are all sewn down. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back right where I marked my 1/4 inch. And if I did it correctly, it'd be right around where those two seams meet up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and forth right here to make sure each corner is down nice and neatly. Now, just to make sure that nothing moves on me. Because you want those windows to look as pretty as you possibly can get them. But if you mess up a little, don't stress. It's all good. Last one. And yes, I just left my threads connected over here. I figure I'll come back and put them afterwards. So, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to need some pins for this next step. Because the next step is a part that can be a little tricky. Oh, I forgot to tell you one little detail. We got to do like a quick little 1 to 2 stitches in each direction right here to try and lock these centers down. So let's go ahead and do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start over here. We're going to come down by 1/4 of an inch, come back, go to the center, go over this way, and then back. That way there, it holds down that center piece, and it's just a couple of stitches, like 1 or 2 stitches. And what I find is the easiest is just to turn it as I get ready to go. Now I'm going back to my center. That's a little too far. Now back to the center where I need to be. And next one. It's just mainly just to pin down those tips of those triangles. This is what's going to be hidden underneath the, under the button. So no one will see it. You might be able to see that better actually from the back. So right there, you'll see I did just a quick little cross right there in the center, and that's just to hold down my tips. So that way there, we had no problems there. Now, what we're going to do at this point is we need to open up our windows. Got to let the bright, beautiful fabric underneath show through. So we got to open up our windows. So because we made that seam here and here, we can open our windows. So what I like to do is I like to put my middle finger here, my other middle finger here. I pull open the window, and then I just take a pin and I pin this. Be careful when the pin comes out the other end. You don't want it to go inside your finger. That would be bad. So I'm going to follow this line around to this side now. Finger here, pull this back to open my curtains, and pin. Follow this around to this side, and do the same thing. And we're going to repeat this to every part. And so you'll see the window here. You can see the beautiful fabric shining through. Follow it around. And just keep repeating that process. You can iron this down if you like. I like to have that little hill there, little floop. And see, because we made that 1/4 inch seam up here, this comes up and it'll give me plenty of room. So whenever I get ready to do this, so the backing and all on there, then this was still, I don't lose my point right there. That was the whole purpose of that. And just finger press this down. So that way there it stays nice and pretty. Okay, let's see. We got Okay, we're here. And then one more side after this. I know it is going to be a little bit of a longer video than what I would normally do for a tutorial. But unfortunately, there's not much I can do on that part. These take a little bit of time and finesse. But they're so beautiful. So I just had to show you guys how I do these. I did do a video once before on this type of design, but after I went back and looked, I wasn't really happy with the design. So this is the way that this would look once I get all set up. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to start with one of my edges over here. Probably this one because it's right here. I'm going to start where the needle point is coming out at, up at one of these corners, so that way there, as I come up to the needle, I can pull that needle out. So I'm going to start up here, and I'm going to sew. I'm going to get my scissors so I can show you. So I'm going to sew right, I'm going to hold this down, I'm going to sew right along that edge. Just sew that down. I'm going to get as close to this edge right here as I can possibly get without coming off of it. So that way I'm going to sew this down and secure it. So I'm going to put my needle down. Back stitch a couple of steps. And I'm actually going to lower my speed because I want to take it nice and slow and easy. Yes, I'm going slow. As I come around, since I'm coming up to the center, I'm going to come over here to this one. Go ahead and do this one up real quick, and then I'll pull it off and I'll show you before I keep going. I found this is the best and easiest way for me because it allows me to keep within without breaking my thread. Darn needle in my way. Curved a little too much right there. But that's okay. I caught myself. And nothing has to be perfect. So, as you can see, I started here. I'm going to bring the camera over, so excuse me just 1 second. There we go. That way there you guys can see it without me having to break my thread. So I started here. I came down. So I started up here. I backstitched. I came down. And instead of going up this way, where then I would have had to break my thread, I'm staying within the loops. And then since now I'm up here, I'll come down this way, and then this way. And then I'll come up this way, go over here, swing back around, and then I'll end up here where I need to, so that way there it's all one continuous thread, and I don't have to keep cutting my threads and breaking my loops and all. Okay, I'll shut this closed for a second, and put you back over here where I need you. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and get this completed up real quick. This step. Because this is the most time-consuming part right here. But it's so pretty when it's done. I absolutely love this ornament. I have multiple of these that I do on my Christmas tree every year. And they make great gifts. They can, if you're a big sports team lover, you can even do it in sports theme for your favorite team. You could do it in any theme that you want, really. however your little heart contents with. Now, occasionally I am swerving off a little bit, and that's okay because nobody's perfect. Even I make boo-boos. But I like it when I make my boo-boos on my videos, so that way it gives me a chance to show you guys how I correct it, or or disguise it. The best is when you can actually hide it without anyone seeing it, or it being a wonderful creative decision, or creative design choice. That's what the wording is. So as I get to each section, I'm just taking my pin out and then using my fingers to hold it. So I pretty much just use the pins just to position the fabric where I want it for each window. Move my needle over a little bit. There we go. Had to move my needle just a hair where I need it to be, because I didn't end exactly where I wanted. But that's okay, because it's going to be hidden by the button. And now I'm back over here to my end, and I can sew right off. And I did back stitch to help lock in my stitches. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to snip out the very tip of each one. Because when I get ready to do this next part, I want as less bulk in the corners as possible, so my points are nice and sharp. It's just a hair, as you guys can see, taken off. Because I do got stitching there that holds it. So here is the front portion. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? And all this fabric here was donated to me by Patricia. So thank you, Patricia, so much for sending me this fabric, because it is absolutely stunning. I love it. It's so pretty. So now I'm going to take my ribbon. I'm going to fold it in half. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this front side over here, and I'm going to have it so my corner comes up right there. I'm going to put this up over my corner. And for right now, I'm going to clip this in place where I want it. Now, on this next part, I will be using clips. You can use pens. I just like clips. Plus chances of getting poked. So then, I'm going to take my back piece, my backing, and I'm going to lay it down right over it all. I'm going to smush it all down with my hands, get it as nice and flat as I possibly can. Oops. This is not right dead center right there. There we go. Good thing was I was able to fix it without losing anything. So I'm pinning my corners first, or clipping. Alrighty. Don't really need any more than just the 4. So what we're going to do is, okay, so you got to remember where you got the ribbon at. So I am going to start here. Let me show you. I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to back stitch. I'm going to come over here, go all the way around till I get up here. I'm going to make sure I get up here real nice and secure where my ribbon is. Then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to stop and back stitch. So that way I'm going to leave at least a 2 or 3 finger opening so I can flip it right sides out. So to make sure I don't forget, because I can get so happy sometimes and forget, I'm putting a pin where I need to stop. That tells me don't go past here. So I'm going to start over here. And since I did roughly an eighth of an inch stitch all the way around, then that stitching will be hidden underneath this 1/4 of an inch stitch that I'm doing now. So I'm going to remove that first clip, start, back stitch. I'm just going to go right off the edge over here, turn it, go this way. Remove my clip and go right off the edge on this side, turn it, keeping my needle down. And we are almost done, peoples. Okay, this side here, I've got to be careful because that's where my ribbon is. Got to keep my finger right there where the ribbon is. Until I get right up on it. Yep, then I move. I'm going to back stitch right there because I want to make sure my ribbon don't go anywhere. Bling it around. I'm going to go and back stitch again in that area because I want to make sure that my ribbon does not leave anywhere, because it's going to be what's going to hold my ornament up on my tree. Now I'm up on my pin here. Mark right in front of my thing where I have it. And back stitch. That way there leaves me a nice healthy area to flip it, as well as where I can put my stuffing in it. Now, if you don't want to use stuffing, you don't have to. That is 100% up to you, but I like the floofiness of the stuffing. I don't know how I did all that, but... So, now we're going to go back, and right below where those seams all meet up, I don't know if you can see that. There we go. So, right above where that seam crosses off at, we're going to trim these corners. Because we want to make sure that our corners when we flip it is all nice and neat and beautiful. I know I did snip before, but now we got some more bulk. And half of my stuff in on the other side, and I'll clean that up later. A little bit of prepping and everything. What I would do is each side, where we had the opening at, I would tell them, peel this back and do a little finger press right there. It'll help with when you get ready to sew this down. Because you are going to have to hand sew this part when you get ready to sew it. Unless you know of an easier way to machine sew it, but whenever it's already been stuffed with the pillow stuffing. So now you're just going to reach in and start poking out all your corners. You can use whatever you want to poke the corners all out nice and crisp. I always use my grandmother's knitting needle. Just another way of me keeping Grandma close by, since she's up in heaven. Which is why another reason why I loved in all my arts and crafts, because she was very crafty, and this is a way of me keeping Grandma close by when feeling that connection with her. Poke it out as much as I can with my fingers, so it's less I gotta use a tool for it. Now at this point, if you want, I'm going to use my scissors, but be very, very careful on whatever you use. Actually, I'm going to get my tool. My grandma tool. So, it's a knitting needle. It's got a blunt, it's got a not too sharp of an edge, but this is what I always use. I just want to use that just to poke out your corners. And once you get the corners poked out, if you want, you can give it a pressing. If you like everything to be nice and crisp. Me, I don't mind the little bit of not so nice and crisp because of the fact that I'm about to put pillow stuffing in here. Or polyfill. I always call it pillow stuffing. So if you ever hear me on a live stream or anything of pillow stuffing, I'm referring to the polyfill I showed you guys. So this is what it looks like so far. Nice and beautiful. We got the ribbon attached now. And it's nice and gorgeous on this way. And see, you are able to see, I did wind up cutting off a lot of my points. But it happens and I'm okay with that. And then on the back we have the green, which matches the red. Now I could have done it all in green and red or whatnot, but I wanted to do this one here with all three colors. So what I'll do now is I'll try and, since I got this opening, it's about a comfortable 2 fingers wide. I'm going to put pillow stuffing in here. Stuff it as much as you want. Just remember, however much you stuff it, you will have to try and still be able to close it. And what I do is I just do a ladder stitch to close it. And then I try and use take my button, and my button will go right here, dead center, and I'll stitch that down. So, let's go ahead and do this part. I'm just going to grab out some stuffing. Start squishing it all in here. We'll stuff. And sorry for all the chirping on my watch. It is blowing up with notifications right now. So I am very sorry for that. I should have put that on Do Not Disturb it, just like I did my phone, but I forgot. I don't know how much I'm going to need, so I'll just grab handfuls at a time. Figure whatever I don't use, I can toss back in there. Alright, almost got it to where I want it. I just use my finger to swish it around in there, make sure I have it all nice and as full as I want. This right here seems nice and good and everything to me. I use my hands to swish it. Make sure it's all nice and evenly done. So now we can close up our seam. So I'm going to grab some of my needle thread here. Let's pull some out. That way there I'm not unthreading my machine and I'm still using the same color thread. Because it blends in beautifully with this fabric, so that way there it's not so obvious. What as I just pull out a large amount, like double finger to finger, and I swirl it up. So I got the 2 ends right here. I know y'all may not like this, but this is how I do it. But I lick the end of my threads. That way there they stick together. And then I thread my needle. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So I got my tails down here. And then I have a hoop down here. That way there, whenever I come in for my first stitch, what I'll do is I'll come in through the beige side here. I'll bring my hoop, lock it around up there, and that gives me my little knot for starting off. So what I'm going to do, okay, I'm going to bring you guys over this way some. I'm going to use my pointer finger and my thumb over here to pinch it closed. And I'm just going to go back and forth, about a quarter of an inch, eighth of an inch, whatever I feel like doing. And then come right across. And this is what we call the ladder stitch, I believe. At least is what I call it. Walking up a ladder steps. It is a little bit on the tedious side at times, but this is how I close up my scrunchies. This is how I close up pretty much anything I try and make that requires an opening to be closed. And then once I get a couple of stitches done, I just pull my thread and it cinches up, and you can't even really tell where it's at. So I'm going to go ahead and get this done up really quick. That way there, then I can show you the button. Sorry, hands are being a little shaky right now, so it's taking me a little bit extra longer. I'm almost done there. Let's see. Yep, a couple more stitches and I should be good here. Come on. Okay, so now I'm over here at the end. Got my excess fuzz that came out as I was doing that out of the way. So I'm over here at the end right now. Right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into the one side, out to the other, right towards the tips. Very carefully. Once I get this out, I'm just going to swoop it around twice. And I'll try to pull this out. Usually not this hard. But I think it's just because I'm on camera. Come on. Sometimes I use the table to, as something hard to push it down on to help push it through. Which helps. Like that. So, that is closed up now. And you can see here, you can see a little bit of the stitching, like right over here. But that's okay because it blends right in with the cream and gold. So it's not very obvious. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to leave this connected. I'm going to bring this back in through the cream fabric, and see if I can't get the needle to come up right over here in the center. So I can sew my button on. Because we still got to put the button on here. And it allows me to keep my thread connected. So what I do is I hold where I ended the thread over here at, and I pull this. So that way there, it makes sure it's nice and tight without pulling this in too much. I'm just going to set this down while I grab my button, which happened to be right beside me. I'm going to put in through one hole. I'm going to set my button over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my button. I came out through that hole. So I'm going to come across and go into this one. I'm going to try to keep it right in the center. And right beside where I came out over here at, I'm going to go back in right beside of it. And just angle my needle for the hole where I need it to be. I'm going to do those 2 holes for a few times. Can be a little on the challenging part. I honestly have not figured out a really easy way of doing this yet. I used to do a button on the back and front, which was really challenging. And I decided just doing one on the front. As long as I keep the stitching nice and neat on the back, then it's not going to make that big of a deal. And as long as the stitching matches the color of the fabric on the back and all as well, then it's not that obvious. So I am almost done with this, just sewing on the last little bit of the button. I use my fingers to feel a lot, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to use this finger here, my middle finger, to push that button up. That way then I can get a little bit of the fabric. Go in and out right there. Do a couple of swirls around to give me my knot. And I'm going to trim my string as close as I can without clipping anything else. And then we have this beautiful Christmas ornament. And you see here, beautiful, gorgeous Christmas ornament, and you cannot really see any of the stitching back there where I sewn it onto. Like, you can see it a little bit if you're really looking up close and personal. But other than that, looking from afar, you can't tell. You just see the indentation like a pillow, back of a pillow, which is how I got the idea. So, to enter, to win my giveaway, or the giveaway and everything for the grand prize, to enter that, as well as to be my semi-finalist, I want you to make a comment in the description of this video, or in the comment section of this video, of tell me what is your favorite thing, whether it be an ornament or theme or Christmas movie, something that is your favorite about Christmas, in the comment section below. I would like the comments to be Christmas related. So tell me, what is your favorite thing for Christmas, whether it be in a theme or an ornament, a movie, dinner, family, whatever. I don't care. And then on July 28th, I will draw my winner. I will try and get all the comments that morning before my live stream. I will put everybody that made a Christmas comment in my video, in this video. I would try and put that person's name onto a piece of paper and into the bucket, and I would draw the person's name. That person will be receiving a puppy. Not this one. This one's mine. But I would make a puppy and a matching kitty cat. They'll be matching pairs. And you will receive this in the mail. Now, the grand prize winner of the contest from over at Mona's will receive a fat quarter bundle from me. I showed a lot of them earlier today. Let me get the bundle. So this 10 fat quarters. It is Tim Reynolds fat quarter bundle, continuum 10-piece bundle. beautiful, gorgeous fabrics. They all have that design on them. So that would be the grand prize winner for my channel. Once Mona draws the grand prize winner, this is what that grand prize winner will receive. Remember, you got to be 18 and older. You got to be a subscriber of the channels, and you had to be in the United States to win this. She will do a separate drawing for the international, for an international winner for a digital gift. So, everybody have a wonderful day. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I will also list all the information down below. And bye. Make sure you smile because you never know whose day you're going to change. It's just that one sweet, wonderful, true from the heart smile. Bye.